Good day. So today I have company with me again. I like to introduce clients who've done different things that you might be interested in. And recently I was able to be a part of a really successful relocation. You know that I've been talking a lot about international buying and making moves. And today I'm with Josh and Dimitri and was able to help them get connected and make a move across the seas. So I wanted to just ask them a few questions and get their answers to things that you might find helpful if you're considering an international move as well. So, the first question I have is, what was the most surprising thing that came up during the process that you could not have known about ahead of time?
I think the complications around finances across uh, boundaries was more than we anticipated. So finding out how to move money successfully and cheaply, to kind of know how much money to hold in this country and how much to take with us, those questions were not self-evident.
Okay, okay, good. So that's good to know.
I think for me, it was the closing costs, not here, but abroad. So, depending on what country folks are interested in moving to, in our particular case, I think it ended up being what, like 10% of the sale?
Yeah, so ask lots of questions
Okay, okay,
to make sure you know
the total
amount
amount of
anything you're
everything, right?
buying.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of times we're thinking about down payments and things, but there are other costs that
Right.
could be involved. So
Yeah,
that makes sense.
there was like a government transfer tax, and so there were things that elevated it. And here in the states, that would never you wouldn't have 10%.
But we have a transfer tax going
Right.
out, but not coming in. So that's interesting. So that's good to know. So if somebody's moving out, they may pay a transfer tax here and still have to pay a transfer tax abroad. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Out of curiosity, how many trips would you say it took to decide that you wanted to move and where you wanted to move? And then how many trips to actually find a house?
Well, we had been to Madrid before. So about a year ago, we went with a different eye, and we were asking ourselves, not just is this a city we enjoy visiting, but is this a city we can imagine ourselves living? And we narrowed our decision. We knew we liked Spain as an option, and we narrowed our decision down to either Madrid or Valencia, the two cities that we visited and we really enjoyed. And then uh, multiple considerations came into play at that point. We have a son; he needed a school, um, and but ultimately, it was that visit was the decision to move, and then there were subsequent visits to get
everything together.
Figured out.
Good, good. Um, what what has?
Oh, sorry, we didn't answer the second part.
Oh, okay, yes, thank you.
The trip in terms of deciding on a house or a flat in this case came about because you had given us a referral and it was very successful. So thank you for that. And so once we got in touch with those folks at Berkshire Hathaway in Madrid, they were really good about just kind of meeting with us and talking through what our needs were, what kind of, so they helped us kind of narrow down in terms of neighborhood, different kinds of considerations for our lifestyle and what would work, our budget, obviously all of those kinds of things. But it really took one trip because we did so much work with them on the front end. They really knew where to look, and they set up about at least a half dozen, if not more, appointments for us so that we could look at the places. And we from that pool we ended up making two offers.
So getting everything done in advance was helpful. It saved probably a lot of money of flying back and forth and things like that, which is great.
Absolutely. And there was a lot of sharing of pictures, and you don't have to be there. I mean, in our case, we didn't feel like we needed to be there to see every single nook and cranny. But then there was the trip where we did get to kind of
See it, yeah.
explore and wanted to see everything in person before making any kind of decision around making a bid.
A lot of fun, a lot of fun. So what has it been like trying to downsize? Because you're not taking a lot with you, and as someone who's been in my house for several years, I can't imagine getting down to a couple of suitcases.
Yeah, it's a much different experience. We've moved a few times in the States, and you just pack all your stuff up and bring it with you. This is not that. It's a different experience because you have to make a choice about each and everything. Like, is having that thing in your new home worth the cost and energy of moving it there? So you're right, we are taking very little of our material possessions and really focused on things that we have sentimental attachments to.
All of the electronics cannot really go with us.
Right.
The different kinds of plugs and
That's
those kinds of considerations, and a lot of the things that we just said. Is this something that we can just buy when we get there, right? And so we're making a lot of donations, and
we still have a couch left and not much else.
That's going to go to nephew and nieces, So yeah.
Very good, very good. Well, I congratulate you on not only deciding but going through all of the steps to make the moves. Because online and just in conversations, I hear people talking about moving all the time or dreaming of moving, and you guys decided that you wanted to do it, and you got it done in a relatively reasonable time, and we're able to do a lot from here. I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of it, and that our Berkshire Hathaway family was able to be a part of it on the other end. For me, it's really full circle because I had visited the office in Madrid twice, so it was nice to be able to hand you over to somebody that I actually knew. So we wish you all the best, and we'll see you in Madrid.
And thank you so much for your role in making it possible.
Thank you. Thank you.